Hello everyone and welcome back to the world of Dark Souls. This time I'm going to noob myself through Dark Souls 2, and this is kind of a sequel to my Dark Souls 1 video. If you haven't seen that one yet, I'll leave link to it into the description so you can go check it out. Basically, idea here is just to play through the game and see how it goes. For Dark Souls 2 I was not able to find similar best build for the game guide as for Dark Souls 1, so this time I am going to base my run into this Reddit comment. Yeah, this seems simple enough for me to grasp. I am going to play through the Scholar of the first Jin edition of Dark Souls 2 as that is the only version I own. I played through this game once before, but that was many years ago, so I don't remember much about the game. What I do remember though is that there are way too many bosses in this game. Even when there is no boss fight, there are bosses as normal enemies. So, this will be fun, right? Right? Anyway, enough of rambling and let's jump into our grand adventure as we head.
In the land of Drangleic, where shadows reside, he's the chosen one, with vengeance as his guide, through treacherous passages.
So, first thing first is to go through the tutorial area, things betwixt, create the character and reach Majula, the kind of a hub area of the game. I scout around the area and NPCs here, but at the moment there is nothing much. This lady gives me Estus flag, so thanks, I guess. Right, so the Reddit comment is telling me to go get the mace. According to interwebs, I need to do some stuff for that to be possible. So I start my journey by traveling to the forest of the fallen giants. This area is pretty chill to get by, regular mobs go down with a couple of hits. They do hit nasty though, but I get to the first bonfire here quite quickly. Here I find this very peculiar old woman from whom I can buy this key. This key unlocks the door to the blacksmith who can now set up in the house and will give me access to mace. Well, let's just let him settle down in peace and return here later. Also I found some sword at some point which allows me to upgrade my Estus flask so that I have 2 of them now. Sweet! Now, let's return to explore more of that giant forest place. Man, I am having a good feeling about this run. Just down from these ladders and oh, hello there friend. Hey, that hurts, what's out, hey? Man, I am having a good feeling about this run. Enemies go down quickly and I am paving the way. Hey, what do we got up here? Wait, I did not remember this. Okay, so let's just leave that to be for a while. Ah, hello Pate, fancy meeting you here. Thanks for the heads up with the trap. Okay, I can definitely make this jump and... well, fuck. That was good fun. Back to the beginning. Oh boy. Well, this time things goes a bit smoother and I get my souls back. I go also buy the mace now. Wait, I don't have enough strength for this? Well, that's a quick easy to fix thankfully. Ah, here we go, much better. After wandering around a while, I half accidentally find the last giant boss, but this one is kinda easy, big and slow, so even a noob like me beat it the first try. Alright, let's level up in Majula and plan our next step. Well, I don't really want to go back to that forest yet. I have a vague memory that there is something nasty there. Honestly, I don't remember much from this game, but bits and pieces are coming back to my mind. For now, I'm just going to choose some other direction and go explore. And so, I found my way to Hyde's Tower of Flame. This knight guy looks sus. Better kill it just to be safe. Oh! Well, that did not work. Yeah, these knights guys are too annoying for me to bother. They do not seem to aggro me anyway if I don't attack them first. These big guys goes down much easier, so I'll just focus on them. After gruesomely multiple deaths, I find this fog gate. Was there a boss fight behind there? Oh my god, it's a boss fight. But hey, this one is one of the easy ones, right? Well... well then, I know I can make my way to the boss gate again if I pull my ace game here. After finally getting the boss fight again, I beat the Dragon Rider. It actually was easy fight once I just realized it. Afterwards I head up to another bonfire. There's also this lady here which seems a bit sus. Based on these writings and how she speaks, I don't think she's up to anything good. So just to be safe, I'll send her to the depths of the sea. Bye! Oh, this lady actually dropped some interesting loot. For now I explore a bit ahead and find bonfire that leads to No Man's Wharf. I return to Matsula from here and notice that the thingy that the lady dropped allows to turn this contraption to discover new area, and bonfire here as well. I also noticed that I have now a key that allows to open this door in Forest of the Giants. Now, I remember this leads to a pursuer fight. So, game opened a lot here with all these different paths to take. I have honestly no idea what should I do next, but I'm just gonna pick one way and go from there. I'm pretty sure No Man's Wharf is a dead end area, so I could go explore it through to see what I can find. Ah, but before that I almost forgot someone. Damn, these guys woke from their nap, and they hit hard and fast. How about if I get another mace for dual wielding? Well, still not gonna work. Okay, forget all I said. I go check out the wharf. Things here goes, well, not smoothly. After struggling almost an hour, I do get shortcut gate open, and with souls collected I can level up a little bit. Way to boss is open now, but then I die while trying to see if there is other shortcut here. Next try I make my way to unlock the said shortcut. I also meet up with this fellow who does not seem interested about talking to me too much. Then I make my way to the Flexile Sentry, which is actually easy boss for me. Double mace deals good damage here. Then I half accidentally end up in Lost Bastille, but I found bonfire here quite quickly fortunately. Now this place is okay, seems doable. Enemies goes down with a couple of hits, so I just have to be careful here. Oh shit, he has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Pursuer. We're gonna probably meet him a couple of times. For now though, I'm not gonna have to fight with him. He despawns thankfully when escaping from him, so I get to move on. Alright, what do we have on this well? Lesson learned, don't touch wells. After more venturing I found another Estus Flask Shard, sweet, and I get to this tower where I found next bonfire. Alright, let's level up a bit in Matsula and upgrade my Estus so I have 3 flasks. And then, let's explore that tower. So, this tower was not what I remember it to be. Suddenly I found myself running away from Flexile Sentry, going through Foggate and fighting myself against the Lost Sinner boss fight. It went as well you'd think it might. I'm honestly lost. I run around the Lost Bastille but do not find the boss fight that supposedly is here. Then I remember. There are these stone statues blocking some ways, so I think I need an item to get rid of the statue here to find a way to the boss. Which means I can't do much here at the moment then. I will also give another shot at Hyde's Tower Flame to get to the other boss there, but that plan does not quite carry out either. Oh boy, this game! I decide to return to explore more of the Forest of the Fallen Giants as the solder key allows me to reach new areas there. I meet some new people like Dennis here. He is not too friendly. After getting rid of him I found new bonfire, and after some exploring I found Kale the Cartographer. He seems like a nice guy, gives me a key to his mansion and everything. I wonder what is inside of that mansion, so I'm gonna go check it out. Well, I found some items like this Pharaoh's Keystone thingy and Estus Shard to upgrade my Estus Flask, but not really much else. But maybe some of this stuff will be useful later. I explore some more in the Forest of the Fallen Giants and I do find some new area. Though this place looks to be nothing but a dead end. So once again I head back to Hyde's Tower Flame. This time determined that I will fight my way through to Old Dragon's Lair. After countless of deaths, I finally beat the dragon blocking my way and go through the fog gate. Funny how the bosses in this place are easier than the normal enemies. Old Dragon Slayer is quite easy to beat as long as I stay close to him and take my time. And I think that's pretty much all from this place. There's this grumpy dude and new bonfire, and I think it's time to move on to new areas. So I arrived to the Huntsman's Copse. Here I quickly find the second bonfire and start exploring ahead. There are some nasty enemies here, but taking them on one by one gets me through them. Ahead we have a bridge and there's an NPC invader. Oh no. Luckily for me though, getting him to the bridge makes him fall down to his death. At least I think that is what happened. Didn't see it, but he definitely disappeared somewhere. Right, what do we have behind this fog gate again? Right, death. I do remember vaguely something about necromancers, but I'm not quite quick enough on my feet here. Alright, let's try this again. Third time the charm, right? Okay, maybe not quite. On the fourth try though, I get it. Equipping shield helps out to defend against the skeletons, and with some quick thinking I get both necromancers beat them. Then just pull the lever and face the horsey one-on-one. It takes a while, but it goes down in the end. Alright, so up the stairs we have a bonfire, a dwarf, and nothing else? So dead end it seems. Well, I have other places to explore anyway. I go explore the other way of the Huntsman's Copse and make my way quite quickly. Mobs go down quickly, some invaders try to beat me, but I'm just too strong for them, and I even get a key from another invader to get the new bonfire. Other than that though, this place looks to lead to dead end. I killed all the mobs but nothing seemed to happen, so I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to go here. But then I see that path continuing behind a waterfall and I find the fog wall. I'm pretty sure that the Skeleton Lord's boss fight is here. And right I was! Thankfully this fight is easy though. Lords go down with just 3 hits and the little guy stays on I can mostly one-shot. So yeah, nothing much to mention here. Path forward leads to new area, Harvest Valley, where I found a new bonfire. I return to Majula to level up and next I decide to finally go fight Pursuer boss fight. And would you look at that, he's surprisingly easy. Granted I'm a bit over level for this fight. That's 2 boss fight handled back to back, good stuff. This nest after the fight triggers a cutscene where a birdie transfers me to Lost Bastille. But I'm not planning to explore more of this place yet, so I'll just travel away with the bonfire. Next, let's see what waits us in Harvest Valley. Well, first I find this friendly woman who sells some stuff. Later she will show up in Majula as well. This place is full of poison, so I gotta be careful here. Also, these pyromancer women are goddamn annoying. It's still nothing that stubborn urge to kill won't solve, and after pulling this lever I found second bonfire. Moving on, things get a bit intense. Second attempt I try to head on more straightforward and soon enough I encounter new area, Earthern Peak. Here I try to move really carefully because I don't want to get poisoned, but soon enough I stand before a fog gate. Behind it waits a next boss, the Cavernous Demon. Which is really easy boss, slow as hell and easy to dodge, so after a while it goes down. After that waits another bonfire. From here on things get a bit rough for me. A couple of unfortunate deaths from surprise attacks and I am running slowly out of life gems. Somehow though I make my way forward and I find 2 different fog gates here, and not knowing what awaits I go through second one. Here we got another boss fight, the Snake Lady. I do not stand a chance here though, as whole floor is filled with poison and I die quickly. Then a sudden flashback from old playthrough hits me. I'm pretty sure I can drain the poison out of that room before the fight. I just have to find where I can do that. After running around the place almost an hour, finding all kinds of stuff, like this guy who I paid 2k souls for a ladder that leads to dead end, I finally remember that I need to light the windmill on fire with torch and that drains the poison. Alright, surely now I can beat the boss. Or not quite. Well, after a while I finally beat her and get to move on. Elevator to new area. I wonder where I could end up, as I am in a high tower, so where could elevator going up could realistically lead me into? Wait, how is this possible? Well, it's magic I guess. How else would I enter an area that looks like it's probably somewhere very underground? Well, let's see what do we find from here. Well, we have a couple of things. First I get invaded by NPC, not once but twice. Dennis, you're an asshole, rot in hell. Then we have these knight dudes, who are a bit adorable. I mean, look how eager and happy they seem to be when they see me. They do hit quite hard though. Here we have a next fog gate, and behind I find next boss, Smelter Demon. He hits like a truck. Okay, maybe if I try to block his attacks with the shield. It does not seem to work. I explore further bit to area by getting rid of the fire in the Smelter Demon, but I think I probably should beat the Smelter Demon first, before moving more ahead. Enemies here drops quite good amounts of souls, so I can grind a bit here to get more levels quickly. After some grinding, Smelter Demon is still so freaking hard. I might have to get someone to help me with this one if I want to beat this thing now. As I not find any summon signs, however, I help this guy beat the boss and proceed then to move forward. I quite quickly explore through the rest of this place. I put in some stones, weird masks, speed up people and find the next bonfire. And with this lever I am able to stop fire coming out of those bull statues. With this I can now go back to beginning to grab an iron key. Other than that, I think nothing more remains for me in this area but the bosses. I decide to go fight the old Iron King next. First try goes badly cause I panicked. Okay, I just panicked. Literally next attempt I beat him as he is slow and quite easy to dodge. Alright, surely Smelter Demon has nothing on me now. Well... Also I found this primal bonfire or whatever, and I think behind there is access to one of the DLCs. Well, anyway, I decided to go try fight Lost Sinner next. And this time I beat him quite easily. Leveling up sure did wonders. Behind him is another primal bonfire. I honestly don't remember what these are for, but I think there are some of them still left for me to find. One I think is in the Black Gulch, and I remember that you go there from the pit in Majula, but I don't quite remember yet how to get the ladder to go down there. Anyway, I also find this fragrant branch of yore. I think that this can get me to the boss fight in Lost Bastille. I could go check that out and see does that lead me somewhere. Right after, I noticed that the ladder guy from Earthen Peak is in Majula. He seems to be willing to put ladder down to us access Black Gulch for some souls, which I don't have at the moment. So I head to the Lost Bastille, use the branch to unstone the guy, kill some mobs, search around the area, just not to miss anything important, and then head through this fog gate. Fight against the Sentinels begins, and it's 3 versus 1 situation. So I cannot afford to waste any time. I must kill them one by one, and holy shit, I do so much damage! So yeah, this fight was much easier than anticipated. I was obviously over leveled for this, but hey, that got me enough souls to get ladder down, and for a couple of level ups. Now then, there does not seem to be anything left for me at Lost Bastille, and besides the Black Gulch, I don't know any other ways I could go. I wish there was though, as I really don't like Black Gulch as location. It's full of poison which gonna cause problems for me. Honestly though, I can't figure out any other way to go, so down in the pit I shall descend. So, I first thought that this is going to lead me in the area where the Rat Vanguard boss is, but apparently thanks to the ladder I skipped that place completely and went straight into the gyre. Well, almost. First bonfire here is right below, and from there I start to run around to explore. There does not seem to be any super strong enemies here, but that doesn't still prevent me from dying. One invader shows up as well, but she goes down quite easily by making her fall to her death. Soon enough I find Fog Gate to go through, which leads me to the second bonfire. I return to Majula, spend some souls and level up a little bit before moving on. Moving on from Central Gyro bonfire actually gets me much quicker to Black Gulch than I anticipated. I feel like I may have missed a lot from the gyro, though I did find 2 branches of yore there, which will come handy probably at some point. Well then, time to go die a lot. Or not. I know the dangers of these poison statues, so I go in very slowly and take out the statues as I go. Some enemies jump from these black puddles, but they go down with 2 hits, and these worms are also quite easy to take down. I get invaded by NPC, but at this point I have learned quite well how to beat these guys. Also find a bit hidden bonfire by using 1 branch of yore. Maybe a little bit of waste as a fog gate to boss is not far, but I'll still take it. Then I get invaded again. He seems to be related to previous guy. Well, he goes down easily as well. Well then, I guess I just go take on Rotten then. He's one handsome guy. It's like a truck, but he's very slow, so somewhat easy to dodge. Looks like I can do this first try, but then I panic. But second attempt he goes down, granting already 3rd primal bonfire to be lit. There also is a entrance to one of the DLCs, good to know for future. Anyway, I don't know where to go next. Just out of curiosity, I would like to go explore the area where the Rat Vanguard is, so maybe I'll do that. and then try to figure out where to actually go to advance the game. Right after that something clicks and I notice this tunnel, which leads me to this blue sword guy. Way forward lays ahead with the woman statue that I have to unstone. So now I know way ahead, but as said I wanna go check the rat place first. Just need to aim this fall right and... Huh. Right. So let's get the ring from cat to reduce the fall damage and there we go. Then just some jumps and... just some jumps and here we go. Honestly, this place is underwhelming after Black Cults. Kill some rats, more rats, and then still a lot of rats in a boss fight. Rat King gracefully spares my life. He would allow me to become his servant, and that's that it seems. So, let's start moving forward to Shaded Woods. I unstone the woman, give her some armor I don't need, kill some of these ugly ass dudes, and find 2 bonfires of the area. So, from this bonfire path leads to 3 different ways. To the left is a way to some winter altar thing which I cannot access, and up ahead I get eaten by an ogre. On the right is the misty forest place, which is where I head next. So the gimmick here are these ghosts which are hard to see. They can be killed but you cannot lock into them, so I just decide to ignore them and find my way. I find a talking head who tell me his freaking life story, some random items here and there, and after circling around the area forever I finally find a staircase leading up and away from the mist. Here we have another bonfire, which is great. No need to return to that place no more. Let's see what lies ahead then. So, I find a couple of chests with some items and bunch of statues I cannot unstone at the moment. I move to this more open area filled with these jars that can get me cursed. I destroy them to explore around, find more statues and items. Also a couple of these lion guys are around here, but they are not too challenging. I fell even to straps where was these things. They go down 1 hit each, so nothing too dangerous. I also find this guy, who were you again? Was this the guy who had a crutch with paint? Maybe? Anyway, I move on and find a fog gate. Behind lies a woman in sand. She's actually next boss fight and much more than just lady in the sand. She's a scorpion lady. I don't remember anything from this fight, but still somehow I beat her first try. Well, granted I have so many life gems that I can just spam them to never die, but there are a couple of close calls here. Anyway, she goes down and next area ahead is Doors of Pharaohs. I beat a couple of enemies and find next bonfire in the cave. I head to Matsula to level up a bit before moving on. So, Doors of Pharaohs is full of, well, Doors of Pharaohs. I don't have too many lockstones with me though, so I just head where I can and kill some enemies on the way. In time I find another bonfire and behind is a new boss fight, which is kinda annoying. Small rats gets me poisoned with toxic and big rat goes brrr. Same for second attempt. Okay, maybe I return to this one later. Let me just get down from here and... Awesome. One more NPC invader, because there is never too much, but he dies easily. I take the other way from the first bonfire, and following this route takes me to a new area filled with enemies. I guess this is the way to move forward then. So I start to explore this Brightstone Cove Zeldora. Nothing too special here, enemies go down quickly and I find some items here and there. I make my way forward quite quickly. Inside this place I notice spiders crawling on the wall, so I equip bow to shoot them down and take them down one by one. Though on this other room they came down all at once, which gives me a bit scare. But I still am able to take them down. I find the fog gate and through waits another boss fight. Well, boss fight. This is basically just a group of enemies which I swing down quite quickly. After that waits another bonfire. Further in the area I find Paint and the other guy fighting each other. Looks like they are going to settle their score here and now. I follow their fighting a while, but once it looks like Paint is about to finish the other guy off, I swing in to kill Paint. He really seemed like a bad guy for me anyway. And this guy gives me a key to somewhere and some armor as well for tanks, so it was not in vain to help him out. Anyway, moving it forward, and there are a bunch of these mage guys here. I try to run down to take out the one shooting me from below, but that does not end well. And also it looks like there is another NPC invader here, which is just great. Other attempt and I get all the mages defeated and I get the invader to fall to his death. Moving forward I kill more spiders and find this room where the key from that guy goes. Other chest here though ends up being a trap, but that does not thankfully kill me. Although I can hear his voice echoing, so maybe he was not so good guy actually. Anyway, moving forward is building crawling with more spiders. I use bow again to take them on one by one. I move forward and find this area full of webs. There's some more spiders here and all the way below are also these guys with torches. After beating them and more spiders I face fog gate. Behind lies next boss fight, the big ass spider Freya. Most annoying part of this fight are the spiders that keeps harassing me while Freya keeps firing its laser at me. But after getting rid of the spiders, Freya is easy to handle in close combat. Looks like Freya was last of the Great Souls, which I did not remember. I'll find another primal bonfire. Alright, let's light this bitch up. I was speaking figuratively, goddammit! So yeah, Mr. Molten Face appears, talks mysteriously about stuff, and then leaves. When I return to Matsula, the Emerald Herald tells me to go to castle. I think I know the way, but I'm not sure I can get to the castle at the moment. Well, only one way to find out. So I head to the way where the ogre is, and this time I get it killed. But as I suspected, I cannot go through this door. So I go check again the Shrine of Winter, and this time the door opens just by itself. So seems like this is the right way. Moving ahead is some more ghosty boys, then tunnel and some more enemies. Then ahead we have the Drangleic castle. Emerald Herald is here as well. These elephant's guards don't seem to want me to go to castle though. Well, after getting through to them finally, I arrive at the entrance and kill some mobs to open the door to the castle. In we have some ghost guy who gives me some lore of the castle and about King Vendrick, and I start to explore further in the castle. Everyone seems to be turned to stone here, though some of them unstomp themselves to say hello. After finding first bonfire, I encounter a door which I cannot go through for now. Other way we have a large room and some statues, some of them starts to unstone. Taking them down opens up these doors. Behind first door is a sentinel. Nice, very basic Dark Souls to have put boss as a normal enemy. Behind second door is another sentinel. And this one did not go so well. Alright, let's get straight to the number 3, which seems to lead the way forward. We got some more statue enemies here, some traps, and finally the literal queen herself, somehow alive and kicking quite well. She seems to want me to go find Vendrick. Then we get the fog gate, so probably some boss awaits me. I was right, next boss fight is 2 dragon riders. What the absolute shit is this? Well, this fight is actually not too hard. Next attempt I beat the fight and move on to find another bonfire, and also the blue sword guy. He just flexes about this sword though for now. I continue to explore more of the castle. I found locked door, a level I cannot pull, one of these giant statue things, more enemies to kill, and chariot is here as a normal enemy as well. Then we got this archer on the roof and these fire ladies in the room. Hey, that rhymes. This lever seems to open a shortcut back to bonfire. In the room where chariot was, there are a couple of big guys and a mimic chest which almost freaking kills me. I had just enough HP to survive. Other than that, I cannot find anything else, so I have no idea where to go next. There's this blue door, but I cannot interact with it, so I guess I would have to find a key to that locked door from somewhere. So I had to check online how to proceed, and turns out I need to lure one of the enemies to the giant statue, which is actually a golem, to get the elevator working. So after doing that, I take the elevator to find this beautiful thing. Unfortunately, I do not have a key to save this girl, but maybe I'll find it somewhere later. Here I find key to the locked door though, and behind that door waits hallway, and at the end of it there's a fog gate. I have to just first get through this statue, guys. So, the next boss is Looking Glass Knight. He's not super hard, but I screwed the first attempt. He's quite sturdy and likes to summon little helpers, but I still am able to beat the fight on second attempt. Next road leads to the next bonfire and new area, Shrine of Amana. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan of this place. Sure, the place looks pretty, atmosphere is nice, but the enemies here, oh boy are they annoying. Somehow though, I am making my way forward deathless. Maybe I'm finally starting to get good with the Soulspawn games. Well, there are some close calls here. Also, I'm not making my way to explore my surroundings at all. I'm just trying to find the most straightforward path to get through this place. I take all the encounters with enemies very carefully, and I also get invaded by NPC once again. But with the help of my surroundings, I beat the fight okay-ish. It does not take long after that to get to the next boss, the Demon of Song. This boss is one of the easy ones as well, at least in my opinion. Boss is predictable and gives good window to get hits in. So it's quite still first try for me. After that I beat this guy guarding a door to find the next bonfire in Undead Crypt. Mr. Explosive shows up again to speak mysteriously, and I answer something yes. After that I return to Matsula to level up a bit before moving on. So, Undead Crypt is full, well, undead. Also another invader, of course. This place seems pretty straightforward, though these spells are annoying gimmick. They summon these strong as phantom dudes. I still get by okay until I jump down to this room where this undead guy rings a bell, summoning shitload of phantoms, which traps me in the dead end. Oh boy, the fun. New try, and this time I get through the room to find a lever which creates shortcut to the bonfire. Ahead we have this hallway full of enemies. After carefully making my way through, it is time for next boss fight. Wellstad. He's quite sturdy and hits like a truck, though he is thankfully quite slow with his attacks. After a while he goes super mode and hits even harder, so things get a bit hairy. But, believe it or not, I'm still able to beat him first try. That was a tough fight, so I'm quite proud of that. Moving ahead, and we find a sad sight. King Vendrick, or what remains of him anyway. I return to Matsula to level up at this point, and thing is now that I'm not sure where to go. King Vendrick is optional boss fight, and I do not seem to find another way here in the crypt. Also, I still don't know exactly how to access the DLCs. So now I have to do some online research to figure some stuff out. Well, it turns out I remember everything wrong, and I cannot even fight Vendrick yet. I have to get the King's Ring from his room to access new places, and to access the DLCs I must acquire specific items for that. For Ivory King DLC I need a Frozen Flower, which is somewhere in Drangleic Castle. For Sunken King DLC I need Dragon Talon, which can be found behind a locked door in the pit of Matsula, and then for the Old Iron King DLC I need a Heavy Iron Key, which can be found from the pit in the Forest of the Fallen Giants where those fire salamanders are. So first I get the key from Vendrick's room and use it to open the door in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Behind is a giant turned to tree which can be used to access the memory of the giant. There are multiple of these memories to venture through, and from them souls of the giants can be acquired. These are basically used to make Vendrick easy to beat. But I'm not going to go through with this yet. Instead I carefully land down to the pit where salamanders are, and very carefully and gracefully go get the Heavy Iron Key. I also noticed that I already have the Frozen Flower in my inventory, so apparently I found that already from the Drangleic Castle before. Next I head to Black Gulch to locate the cave with two giants. Carefully and one by one I take the giants out to get Forgotten Key, and also one of the giant's souls. With this key I can head down to Matsula pit to open this door to find some items, and most importantly the Dragon Talon. So now I have all the items to progress pretty much wherever I want to go next. First thing first though, let's get our swag fixed. Here we go, nothing fancier than the good old Faram set. Next I decide to head onward from the shaded woods through this gate. We find Aldia's keep here. I lit the bonfire and move forward, and in the keep another NPC invader shows up, which I beat quickly. So we got this huge dragon skeleton we need to handle. Also I did not remember who this guy was, and I accidentally freed him. He's actually not so quite nice guy, so I decided to get rid of him before he causes us any troubles. Moving ahead is some dudes coming out of mirrors, huge as basilisk, and behind this contraption is a hallway full of trapped enemies. Well, not all of them are trapped. So, to get the skeleton out of the way I need to lit 4 of these things with a torch. It's as simple as it sounds, although I get invaded every time I lit a torch. This is more tedious than it is difficult, honestly. The guy is not much of a challenge. After all things have been lit, I run back down and we can now see Skeleton Dragon to wake up and then die immediately. It drops a key which I can use to move forward. Behind this door there are some enemies which I handle quickly. But of course, the only time I do not test chest for Mimic, it is a Mimic and it just kills me. That was dumb of me. Would almost go far as the saying, a noob mistake. Next I stay away from all the chests just in case. I wonder what this lever do. Damn it, it released the gargoyle. Well, nothing to it but beat it. Okay, I'm just gonna stay away from that room. Wait. What is this Mimic here? Oh god. The lever released all of the trapped monsters. This place is really pulling its worst at me. Well, nothing to it but soldier through. Well, it seems only mimics don't respawn here, but I do find my way to see where the next fog gate is. So I just dodge my way through the enemies to go fight next boss fight, the Guardian Dragon. This fight is kinda easy in a sense that it's kinda safe to stay under the dragon and hit its legs. But its flame attack gets me a couple of times, so it's not a first try. But after a couple of attempts I beat it and make my way to next area, the Dragon Area. Emerald Herald is here telling me something of importance and giving me a feather. Thanks, I guess? I find the first bonfire quickly and return to Matsula to level up a bit before continuing forward. I go through this area pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of stuff you can get from here, but I really don't have need for anything. That's the beauty of this simple build. I have no need to grind a bunch of stuff to play through the game. Anyway, I just beat the mob that attacks me here and make my way to Dragon's Shrine bonfire. Annoying part was that the exploding guys destroyed some of my gear, so I had to get them fixed. Ahead we have a couple of big mobs to beat, but these dragon armor dudes let us move on in peace. Well, there's this one guy at the stairwell who I need to beat, but besides that it's pretty chill road to Ancient Dragon. It gives me some item, which actually might be required to access those memories of giants I mentioned before. Now, I could start the fight with the Ancient Dragon boss, but I feel like it might be too tough fight for me now. First time when I played this game I was not able to beat it, so this time I do want to beat it though. But besides the Ancient Dragon, the memories of the giants and Vendrick fight, I have nothing left before the final boss, besides the DLCs. And also the couple of boss fights I have skipped and maybe forgotten a little bit. So maybe I'll try to go beat those next and move on then to the DLCs. In the end I decided to first beat the Royal Authority boss fight. It takes a little bit brain work and a couple of attempts to figure out what would work here so that I can get through the little mobs without getting toxic. After figuring it out, taking out the big guy one-on-one is not difficult. At this point boss does not really reward me with much, but main motive was just to get revenge against this guy anyway. After that I decided that I will now enter first of the DLCs, the Sunken City. So here we are, and here's the main boss itself. This dragon will probably cause some stress for me, but I'll deal with it once that I get to it. Okay, let's roll a montage to get through this place quickly. After finally beating Elana, only one boss remains from this DLC, Sin the Dragon. But before that I decided to do something I have forgotten. In the Reddit comment which I have based this whole run around had mentioned about Red Iron Twin Blade. So I decided to go get that, which I carefully and gracefully do. But damn it, this thing needs 20 dex to be used. So I went and reallocated my stats. Hopefully this was worth it. And what better way to test this weapon than straight against the Sin. Okay, so a couple of tries does not work out because I don't know what I'm doing, but the blade is doing good damage. Fight is still a bit hard and takes some time, but the blade carries me to victory. And that's the first DLC down, only 2 more to go. Oh boy. Next one I think I want to do is the Iron King DLC. On the way there I can test the Twin Blade against the damn Smelter Demon, still ready for me to kill it. Well, it still gets me first on the first try, but on the second attempt I beat the fight. Twin Blade is definitely a very great weapon. So let's get to the next DLC then and cue another montage. After a while I arrived at the fog gate of Hume Knight. Huh, guess I accidentally missed the other two bosses. Well, I'll get them later. So, Hume Knight is kinda hard. In the end I decided it's probably easiest to keep him in the first base for the whole fight. For those of you who don't know, you do that by baiting the overhead slam attack. This makes its stone sword glow, and as long as that glows he won't start second phase. So I just kept baiting that with steady pace, and then the victory was just a matter of time. So yeah, besides them there is two other bosses, so I just get straight to them for you, as there is nothing much else to go through from this place. First up we have the blue smelter demon. So first up we have a Sir Alone. Yeah, none of this is easy, which was expected, but the runbacks to these bosses are absolutely the most annoying things in this game. Well, besides one not yet visited area. But with nothing but mad stubbornness I keep trying and trying until finally... finally. Rest in peace, you weird samurai guy. Now, to rinse and repeat that stubbornness with that smelter demon. I'll spare you all the failed runs it took and skip straight to the fight. Alright, finally this DLC is done. One more to go! One more to go, and I'm afraid it's going to be the most difficult one. Nevertheless, onwards I must march. So the entrance to the Elium Lois is quite... theatrical. After inside there is two different ways to go, and I decide to head to right first to explore. So let's get to it with another montage. After running around a while, I have the Eye of the Priestess and couple of bonfires. With the eye, I can see normally invisible Ava, so I'll go beat it next. Well, almost. Second attempt I win with little care. Then we get some lore and rid of the icy winds, which should reveal some new places to go. Basically, I have to now find some knights if I want some help with the final boss of this place. And trust me, I do want the help. Also, we have the frigid outskirts with its fun boss waiting. I never beaten that place, but for this playthrough I choose suffering. Anyway, let's go search for those knights. After fighting all the knights, I hunt down a key, which was a bit annoying, not gonna lie, to open this gate and find the last bonfire of this place. In this room we have a coffin that will lead to me to frigid outskirts. There is honestly no other reason for me to go down here to fight the boss, but just to get to say that I did it. But I already think this place is going to be absolutely terrible. And yep, it kinda is. Well, at least solo. With 2 NPC summons I can get, this place is much more tolerable. After a couple of deaths I get to the boss fight with their help, though they have taken quite much beating, so first attempt fails. So does the second attempt, because I still suck. But on the third attempt both NPCs are in good condition before the fight, so they get a lot of chances to distract the kittens. After the first cat goes down, both NPCs are still alive. Well, there is one problem, my twin blade broke. So there I was panicking in my inventory trying to find my maces. Once I got them equipped though, NPCs had already almost taken down the boss. So yeah, that went much quicker than I was prepared for. If I had tried more solo, I think I might have lost my nerves before beating the place. So I think doing this place with summons is definitely a way for me to complete this place in possible future playthroughs as well. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's go fight the Ivory King. I mean, how hard can that be after all of that? Ah, well, that checks out. Honestly, at this point I was getting exhausted with this DLC, so what I decided to do was summon some extra help. And with our group of epic fighters, we gangbanged the boss to death. So sorry, I have no epic 1-on-1 fight to show here with this one. I just wanted this DLC to be done so I can move to the end game. Next up is to collect some giant souls which can be found from these ancient memories. There's 3 of them in total, so let's just get to it. That was kinda quick, but getting the last one won't be so easy. For that one I need to beat the ancient dragon. Let's go see how that goes. Well, honestly, this is not that bad. Yes, it hits like a truck and I die a couple of times, but then I find the sweet spot between its legs where I can quite safely hit its toes. What a way to kill a dragon. Just gonna have to be careful with flame attacks, and after a while boss goes down. I get last soul of the giant. Not much is left to the game now. Next, let's go fight the final optional boss, King Vendrick. Souls of Giant makes him weaker in the sense that he takes more damage from attacks, so let's see how this will go. So, I may have underestimated this fight a bit. Well, in the end it's quite easy once I just remember how to dodge again. After beating him, I go into his memory, have a bit talk with him, and now I believe it's time to start to head to the very end of the game. I think there is only like 2 bosses remaining. Without further ado, let's go. So I open the gate, talk to a lore lady for some epic lore, and head down the pathway to Fog Gate. And hence fight against Nasandra Wait, who the hell are these guys? So I forgot completely these two, so I guess it's 3 more boss fights before the end of the game. Luckily I tank hits from these guys very well and they take a lot of damage from me, so I quickly kill first one and soon after second one when it tries to heal its body, I guess. And now Nasandra appears. This fight is quite easy, though I did forget that she uses curse to drain my HP. But even still she is so damn slow that I evade her attacks easily and after a while take her down. One last boss is Aldia, the Scholar of the First Sin. Okay Aldia, my man, just wait a bit and I see can I get rid of this curse before we fight. Bruh, I thought we were buddies. Okay, let's do this properly now. And Aldia is, well, underwhelming as well. Its attacks are very easy to dodge, though takes a bit more accurate timing to do than Nasandra's attacks. But I have way too many healing items which Aldia gracefully allows me to use between attacks. This is a bit of a gimmick fight in the sense that I have to wait for Aldia to disappear and then appear again. For a while his flame aura thing is gone and that's when I get some hits in before the aura appears again. The aura does some nasty damage so gotta stay away from that. And then we just rinse and repeat dodging attacks, hitting boss whenever we can, and after a while boss is defeated. Funny how last 2 bosses of the game are so easy, comparing for example to DLC bosses. And that's Dark Souls 2 defeated, with double mace and later red iron twin blade build. For other noobs like me, I can definitely recommend this build. It's easy to approach, and you get maces very early in the game. I believe twin blade was not even necessary and maces could have gotten me through the whole game. But I wanted to try out twin blade as well, as it is a very good weapon to use. Thank you all for watching this video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and let me know in the comments if you would want to see me tackle Dark Souls 3 or other Soulsborne games in similar fashion. And if you haven't seen my video about Dark Souls 1, go check that out from my channel. If you want to support the channel, consider subscribing, that is definitely the best way to support my content. But for now, this is all. Again, thank you for watching, I will see you with the future videos, and for now, bye bye!
Souls will flourish anew, and all of this will play out again. It is your choice, to embrace or renounce this. Great Sovereign, take your throne. What lies ahead, only you can see.